Welcome, ladies and gents. We've got low elo legends around 400 elo, and please, dear God, actually be here. Okay, they are actually here. The last two games, we had players who were AFK. They start with 6 villagers here. They start with a spearman. Good old Mega Random giving us some variety. And both these players are actually from Brazil, which is interesting. Brazil does have a decent amount of players still playing this game. But the fact that 400 elo, they would end up getting another Brazilian's pretty rare. We got Neto B 2013. Playing as the Ethiopians in the red. And then in the blue, we have the King Brazilian, who's playing as the Bohemians. I have never seen this Mega Random gen before. This is actually kind of random. We've got some big wood line in the middle. Excuse me. Kind of looks like a turkey leg. And then we've got ponds in the middle. With a couple shorefish, but not really dockable water. Or not water that you would necessarily want to prioritize. We've got plenty of pigs. Poor Blue forgot to build a house. We've got 3 boars. We've got lots of golds. Not very much stone, though. Only 6,300 stone on the map, so there's some of that stone is sprinkled around here. There's very little stone. Very little wood as well, actually. Only 200,000 wood, but for a 1v1 at this elo, it's probably enough. Actually, you have that, and then you only have 1 relic. So it's a real shortage of resources here. Someone says the wood line in the middle looks like an Uzi. I'm looking at it from different angles. I still kind of like turkey leg. But I could potentially see it looking like other things. Now, for YouTube, my theory was that these two are going to talk to each other. Because I think it'd be pretty cool. I would imagine the average individual who plays this game, at low elo, they probably don't have like a bunch of buddies that they play the game with. I could be very wrong on that. But I would think like new to the game or low elo, probably initially you might not have a lot of pals. And I look at 1v1 games a lot. It is rare that you have 2 people playing from the same country. Just because we have people playing from all over the world. So I was thinking maybe like Neto's going to say like, yo, what's up, dude? You know, what's up? I'm also from Brazil. But half of my Twitch chat said they would never do that. Also, do you guys pay attention to your opponent's names at all? Or do you just kind of forget about that? Because there have been some times, if I'm in queue for over 7 minutes, I get matched with lower ranked players, right? There have been some times that people don't... I have a mixed bag. I have some people who are like, oh my god, is this T90? And then they don't think it's really me, and I tell them it's me, and they say, you're a fake. And then they find out later. But then you have other people who don't say a word, and then after the game, they're like, WTF, T90? So now that I think about it, at this elo, they might not even look at the names. I'm too focused on panic to look at names, okay? Alright, a lot of you guys don't look at names. Interesting. You look for names you've seen in Lowy the Legend videos. Okay, that's fair. And then someone says, I check for cheese names. Can you give me an example of a cheese name? Like a name that implies they're going to be a troll? Like, you know, you got douched or something? Yeah, maybe at 400 elo, they just don't look at it. They probably just don't look at it at all. This is cute. This is cute. We've got the mill with the 2 houses on either side. Good old mill wall. Still no lumber camp here for King Brazilian. Maybe we should have the big trees on, considering it's Lowy the Legends. There we go. Got the big old trees. And yeah, so in Blue's mind, Blue's like, I don't need to invest in a lumber camp. I still have the straggler trees. Mr. Bunny says, T90, I got douched by the you got douched, but because his name is backwards, I didn't realize. Well, now you know. Did you guys enjoy that video, by the way? I don't think he's people's favorite legend. That strategy is just not fun sometimes, but I really think he's committed to the bit, and at the very least, I think it's satisfying to watch people beat it, because everyone who's been up against it knows how tough that is. Little bit on stone here for Neto. A little on gold as well. Saving up the food to go feudal age. Does have some housing foundation sitting here still. And, okay, now we have another dock. But, yeah, there's just, like, so little fish here. If I were to be critical of Mega Random on anything, the frequency of useless water is way too high. I like water on maps. This isn't really even the best example. But there's a lot of water generations or amphibious terrain generations where you can't actually really do anything beneficial with the water. I've given that feedback internally. It would be a much better map if there was more diversity with what was possible with the water. Like a little bit more in the way of fish or something. Sometimes there'll be a massive pond and there's like one fish. Like, why is that pond there? Bin Rider says, do you have a stream schedule or post anywhere when you're going to go live? Yeah, I posted in the Discord in the announcements channel. It's posted for this week, so you can see that. Both are on the way up right now. Similar feudal age times. And they only started with the spearmen, so it's kind of hard to scout the opponent actively with the spearmen. Might make sense for them to build up towards a stable and make scouts. Spearman for red just wandering off in the distance here. And now an outpost from red. But red knows the Sib bonus. Ethiopians get way more vision on their outposts. It's a very smart move, especially when you don't have the scout. And we'll make it to feudal age. And look at that vision. This will end up being the most important area of the map. It is directly between both bases. Red makes it to feudal age. Let's see what they do with feudal age. Do they make military? Do they get eco upgrades? All right, red's going to wall. Not a bad wall. Why does it look like red can't build there? It's either that. Unfortunately, I can't check. Or red is going to build there and is going to build a gate, but red didn't select the gate yet. If I had to guess, I would say red is waiting to build the gate later. But some of these terrains on Mega Random are a little confusing. Damn, King Brazilian has a ton on gold, which is actually great with the Bohemians because you get the gold mining upgrades for free. So even at the high level, you see people do that a lot. Archer range now from Neto. Didn't actually take any boars this game. The key for both is going to be farming now. And what's the scout doing for blue? Oh, he's scouting the corner. Okay, so not really doing too much forward. T90, I know it is good to learn, but I simply do not enjoy losing, so I avoid playing online. Did you have a similar issue or nah? I did, actually. It might be hard to believe because I'm really competitive now. I had a progression with this game where I would play... I mean, I played a bunch against bots. And I would just, like, completely stomp bots and always make sure I would win to make myself feel good, right? And which is fine. Video game's supposed to be fun. But then it kind of morphed into, okay, let's challenge myself and let's try and beat the AI. But I still wouldn't allow myself to lose because I didn't like to lose. So what I would do is when I was losing, I would use cheats to help me win, right? But then I eventually got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm not going to use cheats once I'm losing. I'm not going to use all the cheats once I'm losing. I'm going to use some of them. And then it was like, okay, I'm only going to use one cheat. I'll only get one cheesesteak Jimmy's. And like basically it was a slow progression towards not using the cheats and embracing the difficulty and allowing yourself to lose. But dude, gaming's supposed to be fun. I mean, if you want to eventually be competitive, which is really satisfying and really, really good, then maybe take my advice on slowly building up. But also, I have no issue if you just want to play and win every time. Like, life can be too stressful in different ways. You can watch other people be competitive, and you can just keep doing the same thing. No shame in that. But yeah, I weaned myself off of cheats. Yep. Okay, so red's walling. I think there might be a hole here. Can I go back? Oh, God. Well, actually, maybe that's fine, because I think this is walled. So there is a hole, but it's like not a hole that allows the enemy to pass. I think this will be completely walled as well. We have our first attack of the game. Red is poking the enemy market. He is in the doorway, poking the opening. And now we got panic from blue, because blue heard the attack sound. And red never built a gate here. So I still don't know if it's buildable. And red's villager is trying to build a forward archer range, and blue has found it with the spearman. Well, in the end, I think red attacking the market kind of wakes blue up and will tell blue that they need to be prepared to fight in some way, which I don't think blue is necessarily planning on. But we're about to have our first blood. And villager gets sniped. Not bad. Just wondering, is red going to bring the archers? Oh, blue's about to panic hard. Blue's about to wish that they could use cheats. That's a crazy army, man. To go from just seeing a spearman and a villager to this, a lot of people resign here at this elo. Yeah, blue's like, okay, the only building I have is a barracks, so let's queue up man-at-arms and queue up a militia. Really, I think immediately towering would be really strong. Also, adding archer ranges to make archers and skirms would be strong. Red isn't actually moving forward, though. I think red's kind of protecting the area. Now, red doesn't know that blue is so unprepared. You know, higher ranks, this is an immediate follow-up and immediate GG. At this rank, there's a time for peace and there's a time for war. And now there's a time for peace. Maybe there's like an agreement so the enemy village has time to mourn the loss of their spearmen. And once that period is up, they're allowed to fight. Maybe it's nighttime right now, and they have an agreement not to do any fighting in the darkness. 3 archer ranges, red. Okay. Well then, guys, I mean, I'm the expert with triple archer range. This is all... Red is not going to move until this is complete. In red's mind, this is an unsatisfying situation. It has to be more army before you move forward. And now blue's got all this time. Like, you woke up blue, and now blue's preparing for whatever could come. Oh, blue even added a galley here. All right, galley's actually not a bad play. And skirms with upgrades and man-at-arms. Red's whole push is going to be denied here. This is a strong army from blue. And King Brazilian, who could have been dead, turns it around. This is Lowy the Legends for you, man. You never know how it's going to go. Good moves, bad moves, god-awful moves. Great moves are happening all the time. Red had it, but red showed the opponent archers. Red wasted a little bit of time, and blue has now ramped up the production. Yeah, this will be denied. But I actually think it's good for blue that this archer range gets denied. Or, sorry, good for red. Obviously, it's good for blue as well, but red needs to stop committing to this. Red needs to forget about this and look at the next game plan. Too many people refuse to give up on an area, and then they just lose more. And that's kind of what could happen here. Meanwhile, by the way, the only food income for King Brazilian is these 2 fishing ships on shorefish. Not a single farm. And just bought 1,000 food. I mean, King Brazilian is really leaning into his SIB bonuses here. Just mining all the gold. There's at least some farms here for Neto. But yeah, you see, like, red is producing units needlessly now. And they're just getting tossed away. So it's best that this gets killed off. It's best that red forgets about this. And sometimes you just have to give up on it. This gives you time. These buildings are giving you time to plan on the next thing. As for what the next thing's going to be, I'm not sure yet, but we do see another barracks here from Neto. So maybe Neto wants to go longswordsman or something. Blue has a galley, T90? Yeah, I know. Did I not say blue has a galley? I thought I said blue has a galley. It's a good move. Like that was right next to the push. Galleys have high pierce armor. It's not a bad move. I wouldn't make too many, but it'd actually be pretty smart if you dock here and make a galley as well. I'm going to assume that this terrain is unbuildable because I think red would have probably built on it. It's just weird, though, because is this not the same terrain right on this shoreline there? Believe it or not, guys, there was actually a way before the definitive edition, while spectating, you could try and build a wall to check if there was a hole. It's because we didn't have a separate program. It was a feature, like, in the game. Not the HD edition, but it was a user patch version. Long story. Anyways, it was so cool because, like, right now, I could see if I could build there by trying to place a wall myself. Okay, blue has actually added a couple farms here. Blue is quickly mining through most of the gold, though, so eventually having bought so much food could be an issue. Massive army, though. And because this isn't gateable, King Brazilian is just run right through. And you could tell, I think red's a little nervous, and red wants to drop a castle here, and red is waiting for Castle Age. Here comes blue storming the wall opening, I guess. Not really storming the gates. But blue doesn't know where to go. Blue doesn't know where the enemy is at all. So, not going the right way. Which gives red a couple extra seconds. And red's prepared to build this castle. Red will drop the castle there. Okay. Actually would have been better to build the castle a bit further back. Because now blue is coming into your base. But the castle will go up. And Shoto warriors are actually a sick unit here. Against what we're seeing. I don't think Shotels are that good against gunpowder if King Brazilian makes that. But Shotels could be good enough. Now what does blue do? Blue sees a TC on this side and a castle on this side. Blue doesn't seem too scared about the town center. Red needs to garrison. Red. This is where other players would ring the bell. Oh, God. I think I'm even going to change my tune on the bell. I always say don't ring the bell. I think people don't have hotkeys or are aware that they can garrison manually. The bell is way better than this. And there's the bell. There's the bell. These villagers are going to go over here and do something. Some villagers will make it to the TC, but not all. Painful losses here for red. And King Brazilian beasting. But he will lose all of his army here. And we will have a little bit of a reset. It's just that this has done so much damage. Red's fishing traps are idle. Red's villagers are idle. Red's worker efficiency last minute is at 2 point... It's going down, actually. It's at 0%. I don't think I've ever seen that before. It's actually at 0. So there's not a single economic unit working. Every single unit is idle. I thought it was going to be 1%. Oh, man. That makes me want to resign for red. Just looking at this. Looking at this. Oh, man. That did so much damage. It's not even about the kills. It's about everything else. Blue's economy's been working. But it's just wild, right? Like, if red just moved forward 10 tiles after the initial attack, it's GG, and blue's completely dead. But because he waited to take his time with the triple archer ranges after fighting, blue was able to build up a military to respond. So if you attack, guys, you probably should continue to do so. Or at least make sure that follow-up army is there a little bit faster. Even bigger T90 fan says it is crazy how these villagers don't know the idle Vil button exists. I knew it from the get-go. Isn't this coming from the person who said they're scared to play ranked? I'm not trying to call you out. But, like, you know, they're probably a little busy, you know? They're a little busy. They're a little stressed out. Sorry, I didn't mean to... I don't... Was that too real? It's low elo, bro. What I like about this elo is there's people with varied strength. So there might be someone who have the idle villager hotkey and like all their hotkeys, but they don't get any upgrades. Or they don't have any knowledge on how units work. Then you have like the Mr. Know-it-alls. And I think there's a lot of Twitch chatters and YouTube watchers who are like this, who know how every fight works and even know a lot of text that I might even forget details on. But the gameplay aspects are just not there at all, right? He's got such a mix. That's why I like low elo. And now I'm wondering, will blue throw this game? Like, can blue play well continuously, or does red come back? Because blue wants to go for a ram push on the castle, which is absolutely sick. But it's absolutely sick if you have support. Shotel's shred rams. So, now that is a lot of rams. So there's a chance red might not notice it, but red just needs to notice once, and then all the rams get sniped. What's up, Rex? Thanks for the 5 months. Thank you, Nerdy Blondie, for almost 2 years. Thank you, Spaz. Thank you, Good Guy. Welcome back, guys. I will say this. Red has recovered. Red is recovered. Red's still obviously very far behind, but one raid with Shotel Warriors over here, for example. Blue doesn't react right away, and that's the build difference right there. And red's choke point is still going to work for them. And blue is sending units in towards the rams. Yeah, blue is going to try and enforce the rams. Not enforce the rams, but support the rams, I guess, with reinforcements. But now blue can't get there. That's going to be kind of a problem here. Let's see how blue's unit control is. With archers, you need to hit and run. And blue got the hit part down, but not necessarily the run. So some units getting tossed away there. Red still doesn't know the siege workshop is here. I think blue's going to just try this. Oh my god. Is blue going to ram the TC? That's actually next level stuff, because if you go for the castle, you know there's an army there. But if you just YOLO those rams into red's eco, red's never looking there. This is going to be great. This is going to be great. Oh, get the ram emote going, as disturbing as it is, please. Here we go. Meanwhile, blue is building up a force in case red comes to town, which is good. Blue still only has 4 on food. That's been a consistent problem. Look at the prices blue is spending to buy wood and buy food and buy stone. Like, blue is a market extraordinaire. And okay, well, red noticed this. Blue's just ramming down the houses now. Red's got all the army on the front. It's not easy to notice this. I mean, you'll probably hear an attack noise, but it's not like there's a lot of movement. Okay, red saw it now. And is going to click the rams with villagers. We do have some Shotels on the way. Well, I mean, it's not quite as exciting as I thought it could be. Taking out the TC would be nice, but you still took down some houses. You still did more damage than maybe you would have. But yeah, these rams were probably a little bit of a waste. At least you got some damage from it. Oh! And blue just mops up the army on the front. The rams were all distraction. The rams were an epic distraction. Even distracted me. That's sick. So the people went home to defend their houses. And they're losing the position now to the Hussite wagons. Hussite wagons are a horrible unit for a low elo player to go up against, by the way. It doesn't make a lot of sense how to counter this unit. Really, the best way is to go for mangonels. But you think your mangonels would go down? Hussite wagons are strong. They're not this strong. Blue. This isn't like a normal siege weapon. I think he's realizing that. And maybe don't sit underneath the castle. Maybe back away. Guys, look at the prices. It's 217 gold to buy 100 food. Is blue going to run out of gold here? Blue has 4k gold left. And there's no other gold. In fact, on the entire map, I mean, on the entire map, there's 18k, but a lot of that is on red's side. Look at blue continue to buy. I mean, stonks in chat, I guess, but blue, please build some farms with your wood. Please. There's a world where blue eventually just runs out of gold. But for now, I mean, blue is spending it. Red needs to somehow survive against this, and I don't think red has any clue how to kill these things. Red would need castle defense, I think. I just had a thought. I probably shouldn't say it. But I think if I acknowledge that I probably shouldn't say it before I say it, that means it's not quite as bad. Potentially. Because, you know, the architecture on these monasteries probably has some religious significance. I just saw this and I thought that's where you land the helicopter. That's all I'm saying. We're going to move on past it. But there, I said it. I've seen these monasteries a lot. I've never had that thought. I don't know what's going on with me today. All right, so blue has run through the almighty choke point again. And is melting these buildings. If only red could somehow get another castle closer to the choke. Because blue's not going past the wall. Like, blue's not going through the walls. He's just running through that opening. But yeah, Hussite wagons destroy everything. They would kill knights. They would kill archers. You really just... The way they're balanced is you need siege. Blue's still only 2 farms, by the way. Well, actually, there's 3, but there's one that's missing a farm. And red is sending a lot of units to their death right now. I don't know exactly what red is trying to do. I think red doesn't know what to do. Red feels a little helpless right now. And blue's having fun. Blue's just, like, killing everything. And the opponent keeps sending units in like they're an easy AI. And it just must be a satisfying feeling. T90, you don't get it? Blue lands can't grow crops. He has to buy the food. Now, wouldn't that be something if he actually had a bugged map? But no, he's realizing. Still buying food. Bro! Look at how much he just spent. He spent 2,300 gold to buy 1,000 food. That's so expensive, man. He only has 1,100 gold left. I'm telling you, if red could somehow kill these wagons, red can win. I know this looks bad, but blue is not going to have any gold. I guess he could sell food and sell wood later. All right, red is sacrificing more bodies to buy time for this castle to go up. If this castle completes, I'm giving red a 5% chance. Red, I would also advise maybe don't build your military buildings here. Maybe build it behind your castle. But you're going through a tough time right now. A tough time that could get tougher. Blue's bringing mangonels. Uh-oh. 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 But show tells. And the show tells take care of the mangonels. Not bad. Blue is going to go through this wall. But blue's not going to go through the wall. Blue decides against it. And now red is here to counterattack. I want to see what blue does when red gets units into blue's economy. Really curious on that. Imagine some mangonel shots on those wagons, dude. That would be so sick. 2 or 3 mangonels and it could all go down. Yeah, wagons can come over to deal with this. Blue doesn't have many farms. Blue is out of gold. That's wild. That is wild, just how much he's bought. The wood as well, right? Like, the wood prices are insane. So now, blue has 50 idols, because they've just been on gold their whole lives. Alright, here comes red again. I think we know how this is going to go. This unit is stupid. Did he even kill a single unit? Red might resign. I hope red doesn't, because I want to see what blue does without gold. But red just keeps sending units to their dead. It's just not very intuitive to look at this unit and try and counter it. But yeah, it is Mangonels that's the strongest unit against it. Obviously, I think Red would know if he saw just a bunch of foot archers, but maybe he also loves show tells. Blue is going to break through this way now, so there will be a gap to go through. And how's Blue's economy looking? Well, that hasn't changed. Wait, hold on. Oh, wait, Blue found some... Oh, Blue's going to try and wall. Okay, this confirms you can't build there in case we didn't already know. Blue's going to add their own wall there. Poor Red. Poor Red. Blue, I'd love to see a couple more farms. Is Blue bringing all 60 villagers to do this? Hey, we miners, we stick together. This is a mining town. We do everything together. Oh my god, this is a freaking traffic jam. This is supposed to help you? Look at how much is happening here. All right, well, I mean, it's a weird maze thing. And it's working. I bet you they're gonna all mine stone at the same time. They're like, Janice, Craig, move off the wall. There we go. All right, are they all gonna mine stone? No, some of them are gonna chop wood. All right. Meanwhile, Red is like, how do I counter this unit? And is gonna try rams now. That's not gonna work, sadly. To be honest, though, Hussite wagon Mangonel is none of this is cheap. So it's not like it's easy for Blue to make. Obviously, Blue's mopping up the fights, but if this army goes down, this will get very interesting. But yeah. More farms are being added by Blue on occasion. Blue still has 30 more vills. Blue should win the game. But, I mean, if Red can get over the fact they are losing their units endlessly, and that's a real mental thing. Red does have all of the gold remaining. 11,000 gold on this side. Blue has 0. Which is crazy. I can't tell you the last time I've seen that big of a difference in available gold remaining. What's up, Corp? Welcome back. Thank you. Thank you, Bert. What does Blue do against the castles? I think Blue's going to avoid the castles, which is actually fine. Avoiding the castles works because there's still so much open area back there. You can definitely tell Blue is using a patrol. Like, that doesn't happen a lot at low elo. Look, I think the units are even on stand ground. Look at them stack up. That's really rare that you see someone patrol. Like, stand ground patrol. Also really hurts Red that Red doesn't have any critical blacksmith upgrades. Uh-oh, the stone miners are being raided. Can't have that. Not in Blue's town. Nice raid there from Red. I mean, you can't kill the wagons. So you might as well go elsewhere. Oh, is Red gonna ram rush Blue's town? Oh, that would be so sick. It's gonna take a really long time, but this is smart from Red. Avoid this and go elsewhere. The Red's trying to do. Castle with fletching would be so nice. Castles would actually be ranging some of this. I know helicopters will be able to land in Red's town now. So they won't have any medevac support. But the pikemen and the crossbows are going in. And they know this is a mining town. So they're attacking the mining camp. And, okay, Red places an archer range with that Vill. He's on the way. Blue is coming for gold! Oh, but Blue just sent the Vills into the crossbows. Blue's trying to steal the gold because he's out. And the villagers are getting found by these crossbows. Red is on the way to Imp. Is this winnable for Red? Blue is fleeing with the lumberjacks to the north to do something. Okay, we'll build a bunch of archer ranges there. Oh, man, the crossbows here got so many kills. So no villagers will make it to build the TC. Props to Red for hanging in, guys. This is crazy. Blue is no gold, but has an unkillable ball of army. Hopefully red can make it to Imperial Age. This is the Imp TC. If blue attacks it, that could be a problem. I think blue realized the vills aren't on the way to the gold, though, and will come try and deal with this. Blue is producing a bunch more vills. Where's blue sending them? They seem to be going down here now. Red is going to make skirms. Skirms is perfect, and red has... sorry, not red. Blue. Blue has a bunch of archery ranges going up, but there's rams. The rams are on the way. If red can find the ranges and ram them down, blue will have no defense. I don't know, though. It feels like... Well, hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Red sees this. I think red might go for these buildings now. All right. That's something. Meanwhile, blue's coming all the way back to kill these 2 crossbows because he wants the vills to steal the gold. I mean, blue's got a lot of skirms in queue. We kind of laughed at blue not really farming, but blue has fixed that. Well played. Blue's also produced villagers so much more consistently. The rams will do some damage, but I think blue will still end up being okay. And here comes blue to steal the gold. Red is an imp. Red is going to make trebs, which means red could click blue's castle and treb down the castle. That's the only castle blue has. What in God's name is this game? Also, a lot of units dying to the castle. Blue may very well panic as well. Like, blue might see the trebs and click all of the units underneath the castle to go for those trebs. Rams are still doing work over here, guys. And there's a pikeman chasing down blue's villagers. There's no protection. Eventually, these 17 villagers could die to 1 pikeman. Another castle from red right there? But blue doesn't see it because blue wants to protect these vills. Don't tell me this castle's actually going to go up. Blue's so focused on gold. I will laugh if blue buys something with the gold. Like, hasn't had gold in 20 minutes. If he decides to freaking buy food or something, I'm going to die. Rams are going to town. Oh! There was a hole! No! There's been a hole the whole game. I thought this was protected. Blue is now running in on the other side with skirmishers as well. He's also here underneath the TC. But now red's got the trebs on blue's castle. They're both dying. There's also rams here. They are both defeating the other. Who is defeating the other fastest? I think blue is. Despite not being an imp, still being in castle age. These vills are just going to do a little loop-de-loop, come over to their gold friends. And blue is losing his entire base. Also, like, still red could get imp upgrades. So they're both not defending. They're both just attacking. Who wins? This is so stupid. The safest place for blue to build buildings is in the back of red's base now. So that's what he's going to try. There's no rams in the enemy base. You know what becomes really valuable in moments like this? Houses. Blue is going to have a housing crisis. A big housing crisis. Also, red's trebs didn't go after the castle yet. Okay, blue's going to build more buildings here. At least blue's doing that. Red is not. Red also is not really, doesn't have many villagers to work with. So red's attack has to kill quickly here, I would say. Red's going to build a TC here, which doesn't feel very safe. I think maybe taking blue's approach and TCing over here would make sense. But it's kind of hard to think normally about this game right now. Trebs are going for the castle. Trebs can also take all the buildings down here, potentially. Blue is housed. Blue is housed. Also, that's the only stable he has. He just queued up a bunch of units. They're all canceled now. And he's still losing houses. Oh, God. And he's going to lose his castle. And all his new houses are here. He has severely miscalculated. And the pikeman is actually over here slowly killing these units. There will be some army there from blue. Oh, there were 2 blue castles and 1 went down? Okay. I mean, if red can just support the rams, blue can't produce anything. Blue can't produce a damn thing there. It's actually game-saving that blue snuck these vills, because now blue will have a new base. Blue's losing everything here. This is unreal. This is unreal. I mean, you think the housing market is bad right now, guys. Imagine being blue. Even if new houses are showing up for sale, they just get taken out. He doesn't... Look at him panic right now. He's building houses everywhere he can think of. All over his screen. The only thing that will allow him to produce more army is actually the fact that he's losing so many units right now. But he's spending all of his resources on like buildings. Also, blue is losing all the vills. They ventured over to this gold, so those vills are going down. Is red gonna win this game? Is red about to win? I can't believe what I'm witnessing. I mean, blue is really queuing up units now. And red has had crap upgrades the whole game. So blue's units will be good. But it's all random and like hard to control. Red is also losing houses, but not as many. Red is now running this way to build the TC, which again is a smart move. Blue's houses here need to be trebbed. That's kind of the key right now for red to have chances. The trebs need to be working overtime, and they are. But the rams didn't continue to move in on buildings. It's getting to the point where we might actually have a blue army that's strong enough to take out the rams and the trebs here. But red's coming in with more now. Don't ask me how. Blue's army here is still just patrolling. Blue is 26 villagers. But 90 army. Oh my goodness. This is just... Only in Low Elo Legends can you see this crap. I think blue will actually take down these rams now because of one longswordsman. That's still to be seen. These houses are slowly being trebbed down, but they're still there. Blue trying to escape with more houses will lose more villagers to pikemen. Okay. Blue does have a new TC coming up. They are swapping bases now. And red will be unable to take down this corner base. Also, red is just gonna fish right now. You fish now? You're gonna get gill nets and add some fishing ships now. Okay, well, might as well. Here comes blue. Blue's gonna run past red's double castle to save whatever he can. And there's no ballistics, so a couple of these vills might actually make it. But I think blue is basically giving up on all of this. Fully, mentally, physically. And is gonna rebuild from this corner. But with gold. Don't ask me how, but with gold. And hey, this army has still never been killed. This giant death ball of like 80 units still has no answer. If blue finds this, I still think blue wins the game. Red's trebs have done crazy damage here. 26,000 damage. But yeah, red still never has killed this army. And I don't think red's going to magically realize you need to make mangonels. Wow, what a fight from both. What a sick game. Like, I kind of have my... Like, blue has been the better player here. Blue is the better units. Red has made a lot from a lost game. It would be amazing if red can win this. At the same time, it'd be amazing if blue can win this, because what just happened to him was just absolute calamity. But I really don't see a world red does win unless, I don't know, he takes down the base again somehow and avoids this army. He needs more, red needs more gold, and then red needs to know how to spend the gold. I don't think red has that knowledge. But this, I guess you could consider this Red's base now. Maybe Red needs more town centers over here and more villas in this area. There is still one farmer over here. He's wondering where all his friends went. He's still been getting paid. So he keeps showing up to work, but yep, he's dead. They shut down that plant a long time ago. What does Red actually see now? Okay, Red obviously knows Blue is here. Red knows that Blue is not really over here. Red sees Blue is here, and we'll take that out. I actually forgot, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch the sides on Capture Age. Not every day that it makes sense for me to do that in a game. I think that Blue being in Castle Age is an issue. And Blue's never making it to Imp. Knowing Blue is going to buy food or something, which would just be ridiculous. There's also stone here. I'd love to see Red mine that stone. Oh, Red's actually bought stone. Oh, this is critical. This is going to be an important castle spot. I could see Red trying to sneak it up over here, but that's too much. Ooh! That is a big boy castle, Neto. That's a sick castle. That's so good. Because if this ever got spotted, there's no way he defends those villas. And that's actually the big chunk of wood that could win him the game long term. That's a great castle. What can Blue see? Blue's just losing a lot of stuff here, of course. Blue sees the castles, but Blue can't ever engage against the castles. The triple castles is death. So I think Blue's going to move this way and avoid this, I guess. Okay, we'll start to farm. That's obviously huge for Blue. Let's look at the difference in resources collected this game. Look at the difference in gold. Holy crap. Again, so much of that gold was just spent buying food, though. All right, Twitch chat, who wins? And YouTube as well. You can chime in. You can leave a comment. Leave the timestamp. Say, I didn't cheat. This is who I think wins. Honestly, Red can raid Blue the second Blue leaves. Blue is going to leave with everything, right? Like, Blue doesn't just go out with some of the units. Blue goes with all the units. There's the hole that was there every other time. Oh, God. Red better run. Red's going to have to reclaim his base. Wait, but I think Blue saw the vills now. And Blue's going to go try and kill those. But now there's a castle. And castles have been a problem. I assume Blue saw the castle and doesn't care? Or is maybe desperate enough to try and take it down. Oh, boy. Well, Red needs to stand in the castle. No, go into it. No, don't repair it. Get into it. No, get in. Hop into the castle. Oh, okay, there we go. That's good. That's a lot of extra arrows now. I mean, repairing the castle is also not bad because you kind of need it. If only Red had Fletching and Bodkin, this castle would be doing so much more. Can Blue take this out? Blue has had no answer to the castles. So he's just clicked it with everything. It's working. It's working. Red is terrified this is going to go down. So is bringing in an army and also rams. The castle's halfway down. But there's pikemen from the other side. Blue has to actually fight back against the pikes. It's the Hussite wagons on the castle, and it's the skirms and the pikemen protecting. That was not bad for Blue. No way. And we got some cheeky rams from Red. A little choo-choo action. Yeah, now Red might need to repair this. There's actually only like 5 Hussite wagons left in the castle, guys. Vills are running now. Castle might stay up. Oh, it's going to be really close. Blue isn't walling in time. Blue is no houses. Blue is no houses. All the other houses got piked down, and Blue resigns. Blue resigns and red wins this game. How did red win this game? Guys, the castle might have stayed up. All the Hussite wagons died. More rams were coming in. Any of the units that blue had in queue were not able to produce because of no population space. What a game, man. What a game. Oh, man, that was insane. What a comeback. What a fight. Red still never really found an answer to the Hussite wagons, but that's a lesson. You don't need to fight your opponent's army. You can fight literally everywhere else. Right? Like, that's how red won the game. Anytime red fought blue's army, it was horrible. So he just went everywhere else. Damn. That was so crazy. I mean, blue he wasn't able to deal with that at all. And blue, had they not purchased like 10,000 food, had they actually farmed a little bit, they probably would have won much earlier. But I like that player a lot because blue really commits. At this elo, it doesn't matter what's good or what's bad. You just got to freaking commit, right? And blue commits to buying and selling a lot of the market and making lots of Hussite wagons. And red commits to ramming. What was the most created unit for red? Well, I guess he made a lot of pikes, made a lot of crossbows, made a lot of showtails. But whew. I'm guessing there was at least like 20, 30, 40 rams in there as well. So a lot of people would have rolled over and died there. And NetOB did not. GG, 400 elo is a treat. There's the difference with resources collected. And it's still unbelievable to see such a difference. That's so wild to me that there was still so much gold available on red side because blue mined. He had more miners than anything else in this game. Did he have more gold than wood? No, he didn't. Okay, see, that's kind of rare. Normally wood is at the highest, but even still, it was pretty damn close. I'm pretty sure he bought wood as well, so. Whew. Man, I don't know what to title that one. Anyone have any ideas on what I title that one for YouTube? I mean, that was a base trade. This is what the game ended with. This is how the game started. And this was like the mid game. Like, it went from this to this. But, you know, the things that didn't change is there was still castles for red. And these three castles, these triple castles, the choke points were just massive there. Whew. Keep fighting, perfect name. We'll see. I'll take your suggestions. The Brazilian base trade? Yeah, that could be decent, considering they're both from Brazil. They didn't talk to each other, by the way. I thought they'd be like, yo, what's up, my Brazilian bro? Nothing. Just carnage and fighting and... Ay. Okay, apparently we have memes for this. Let's look at the memes real quick. Apparently there's been memes for the earlier games as well. There's just one meme from this. And here we have it. When farms are for peasants, and thusly you buy your food with gold. The King Brazilian. Stonks. The prices were crazy high, man. I think the last big chunk I saw him invest into, I'm pretty certain it was like 2,300 gold for 1,000 food. And then he immediately ran out of gold. Like within 30 seconds. Like it was horrible. Horrible. But funny.